positive discipline in the classroom, dealing with that child who won't listen. Hey you guys, welcome back to another video here on this channel. Welcome to my channel. My name is Ashley Benz of ashleybenz.com. I'm the founder and creator of Childcare Business Executive Tools, where I help you start your childcare business. So if you are trying to become licensed, I help you go through that process. And if you're already in business, you are currently a owner and director of a childcare business or a Montessori school or anything of that nature, I help you have a better work-life balance, okay? When I ran my childcare business, I worked a lot of hours and I basically ended up kind of just like living, I basically ended up kind of existing, but not really having a life. And so I help you basically balance your childcare business and your life and just have it all, because y'all, we can have it all, okay? And so speaking of have it all, you can have a child in your classroom that listens. So in today's video, the title that I titled it is Ensuring Positive Behavior in the Classrooms, How to Deal with That Child Who Just Won't Listen. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and stay tuned. But before we hop into today's video, as always, if you are joining back here, I just want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful for you, honestly. Like, I am honestly grateful for you just coming back to my videos here. If you're just stumbling upon my video and you're new to me, I just want to say welcome. I'm so glad that you are here as well. And if you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the little bell so that you're notified of when I do post up videos, which right now is weekly. And what else do I want? Oh, and go ahead and give this video a like. And the very last thing is go ahead and grab you something to sip on. We'll be here for no more than 15 or 20 minutes. And let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So ensuring positive discipline in the classroom, dealing with that child who won't listen. Now, how this topic came about was that in the middle of the year, I did a poll to my community and I asked you guys, what are some things you want to see? This was one of those topics. And so when I originally saw it, I was just like, why? Like, why do y'all want to know what I think about that or whatever? Because you can kind of get that anywhere. I mean, you can Google and, you know, you can kind of find that information about how to deal with children that misbehave in the classrooms or have undesirable behavior. But then I got to thinking, I said, well, maybe you guys want to know what I think about that or how I dealt with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually give you guys my 4-step disciplinary policy that we had and that I implemented at my childcare business that really honestly worked for everybody. It worked for the children, it worked for the staff. And it really did help those children that were misbehaving in the classrooms or, just had that undesirable, I'm trying to say misbehave because it's just undesirable behavior. And so anyway, so now as a disclaimer, I am not a child psychologist or a behavior specialist. So I do want to make that as a disclaimer. I do not have a degree in any of those things. What I do have is loads of experience in working in the classrooms. And again, I am sharing with you what worked for me. So the very first thing that we even need to discuss is that you want to really get clear on your philosophy of how children learn and develop. And so we all have our different philosophies of, how children learn and develop, but you just really want to get clear on what yours is. My personal philosophy is that just natural consequences. So I just believe in natural consequences. And that's typically how I design my policy to kind of go around natural consequences. But the reason why you do want to get clear on that is because it's going to help you come up with a policy that works for you and your program. Now, the second thing to consider is understand why they are misbehaving from a business standpoint, okay? Now, just stick with me here and I'm going to explain that a little bit further. The only thing that you can actually realistically have in place that is going to ensure positive behavior has to comply with regulations. So we already know that. I mean, we can't be, spanking kids in the classroom. So shouldn't even have to even mention that. But just because, we have 12,000 plus subscribers on here, I've got to put that out there, okay? So your policies that you do have in place obviously do have to comply with regulations. So the first thing that you want to look at is, do you have a step-by-step on how you will handle a child who is misbehaving, and how your staff will handle a child who is misbehaving in the classroom? And is that a step-by-step? So does your staff and your team know, okay, this is the first thing we're going to do, this is the second thing we're going to do, this is the third thing we're going to do? So is there a step-by-step procedures that are followed in every situation? Now, the second thing to look at is your policy even being followed? Okay, so there's one thing to have these step-by-steps in place, but then there's a whole nother thing, is it being followed? For me, our policy, which I'm going to get into here in a few minutes, but it was very, very step-by-step. And again, it was very like this. And I know a lot of people will say, well, Ashley, I don't know, like, shouldn't it be case-by-case basis, or shouldn't you deal with things and and the answer to that is no, because everybody needs to be on the same page. Those children need to know that if this happens, this is going to happen next, right? There's consequences to what we do, good or bad. That is what I teach Nova. That's how I parent. And Nova has been knowing the word consequence since she was about 2 years old. So there is consequences on, what we do. And so because of that, everybody needs to be on the same page. So I don't agree with case-by-case basis and stuff like that. No, if this happens, here's what we're going to do about it, okay? At the end of the day, though, I do think that, each teacher has to make a judgment call. I believe there are judgment calls. But as far as like the basis of how we handle things, it was the same exact, process every single time. There was no confusion. Now, the third thing in regards to understanding why a child is misbehaving from a business standpoint is, does your environment encourage positive behavior? Okay. So an example of that is, do you have a corner or a quiet place? Now, we called it the me corner. The me corner was a multi-purpose corner in the classroom that the child could go to when they just did not want to be around other people. And so, sometimes they would use it in the mornings when they came in, or their parents dropped them off and they wasn't really ready to get in the group. They just need a little time to warm up. But we also used it for timeout, okay? We didn't call it timeout. We would call it the me corner. You need to go to the me corner because right now it looks like that you are not ready to join the group, okay? So that's what we did. So does your environment support positive behavior? I know another example of that is running in the classroom. We used to have a problem with kids running in the classroom. Well, some of that is because of the way that we had our furniture rearranged. We had, there was a area in the classroom that was just a big wide open space, and no wonder why they're running in the classroom, right? And so we had to rearrange furniture to encourage the child. Actually, you're kind of forcing the child to walk around, okay, the bookshelves or things like that. So again, does your environment encourage positive behavior? Okay, so now I am going to share with you my 4-step policy that we had in place when a child misbehaved. So the first thing that we would do is we would give the child a warning, okay? So I'm going to give this example. It is circle time, and you have a child who just does not want to sit down. They don't want to stay on their little letter, okay? So every time they're getting up, they're getting in front of the other kids can't see, and it's just causing a disruption. So warning. So we're going to use the name little Johnny. Okay, little Johnny, can you please sit down so that our friends can see the book? Okay, that's a warning. Warning 1. Warning 2. Little Johnny, Miss Ashley just asked you a few minutes ago to sit down. Can I have you sit back down, please, so that the children can see the book? Number 2, okay? Third warning, and actually, I didn't even ask, so let me back up. I didn't even ask him. I said, I need for you to. So I remember, y'all, it's been years ago, y'all. So just for everybody that's new here, I opened up my childcare business in 2005, and so it's been years ago. But anyway, I need for you to. So this is what I would train my staff, okay? So Johnny, Mrs. Ashley needs for you to sit down because right now the other kids can't see the storybook and they're just excited as you are, right? Okay, so you ask him to sit down. So that was the third time. Okay. Now, I'm sorry, the second time. On the last warning, this is what we would say. Okay. Little Johnny, and of course, you're getting on their level. Sometimes you're going over to him. Johnny, now, Miss Ashley has asked you twice to sit down and stay on your letter. Now, the next time, if you don't do that, you're going to have to go to the me corner. So the third time was a warning with a consequence, okay? So we are reminding Johnny and letting him know that if he does not listen, this is the consequence, and that is the me corner. Now, once the child did have to go over to the me corner and sit down, they would stay there for the, length of their age. So if it was a 3-year-old, then they would sit there for 3 minutes. After that, my policy was that an adult, a teacher in the classroom, an assistant, needs to go over to that child and ask them, what can we do the next time, right? How can we do this better? Okay. And have a conversation with them. Because I believe, this is my belief, that we need to train up a child in the way that he or she needs to be going. And to train them up, I'm going to have to sit down and talk to this child and help them to think about, well, what can I do better the next time? So that was a policy. If I saw a teacher putting a child in the me corner, and then when their time was up, yeah, come on back in. Y'all come on back over to the circle. No, we don't do that. Did you go and talk to him and just kind of get his mind, And believe it or not, you're helping this child think to make better choices. We always talk about that, make good choices, but are we helping them to process how to make good choices? And so that was the purpose of making sure that an adult or a teacher goes over there when it's their time to come out of the me corner and to talk to them a little bit. Give them a big hug and say, I am so proud of you. I know that you're going to do better the next time because I believe in you, and we're going to have a good rest of our day. Okay, come on, let's go, right? So, always kind of ending with that encouragement to that child and, letting them know that you're there for them, okay? Even when they are having, undesirable behavior. So in conclusion, I just want to say that children are just little people who just want to be heard and seen, and they just want to be felt loved. But we have to make sure that they have consistency and structure. And you as the owner, it is your job to have a disciplinary policy in place that is going to ensure that consistency and structure, and one that your staff is trained on and one that they follow. Having something that's very structured like this is just so important. Now, also with this is that this same policy I would literally give to my families. It was a part of our handbook, and so it was something that this is how we do this. And the parents even would actually implement this at home because they found that it really did work. Okay, so thank you so much again for being here. Go ahead and give this video a like to show how confident you are now after watching this video of setting in a disciplinary policy for your child care business. Go ahead and give this video a like for that, please, because you're confident. You got this now, okay? So go ahead, y'all. Hit that little like button. I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting. There you go. Okay. Question for you. Do you have on your notifications turned on? Because if you don't, you're going to miss the next one, y'all. And the videos are just getting juicier and juicier and juicier because I'm listening to what you guys want. Speaking of that, in the comments down below, there's 2 things I want you to plop down there. Number 1 is, do you have a disciplinary policy? Do you have something that's in place, like, or do you feel like after watching this video that you might want to kind of tighten yours up a little bit? So leave that meet me in the comments, okay? And let's talk about that. The second thing is, if there's any other videos that you would like to see, let me know in the comments as well, y'all. Let me tell y'all, and I think I mentioned this before, but I'm gonna mention it again. It's just trying to keep fresh with the ideas. Sometimes I need your help on that. So I would love for you to let me know if there's anything else that you want to see on this channel, any other topics or anything like that in the comments down below. Also, if you have not done so already, be sure to follow my new Instagram page that's dedicated solely to this channel. I actually just titled it at Start Your Daycare. So you'll find that over there. And there is loads of just information on how to get started and all those good things. along with some pretty pictures. So if you like to look at pretty pictures of classroom spaces and stay motivated, you'll get that as well. So again, that's over at Instagram at Start Your Daycare. Subscribe if you haven't done that. Like if you haven't done that. Notification bell if you haven't done that. It's all the rules of YouTube that you got to do. Okay. Oh, and I forgot, if you are getting started, there is, look in the description box. I've got you a link to a free resource of mine. You'll get a roadmap guide and a free video training. So go ahead and click that down below. It's going to walk you through how to do this thing. How do I go from, like, you know, having the idea of getting started and becoming licensed to becoming licensed. So that's going to be there. Also, if you are already currently in business and you are feeling stressed, burnt out, all over the place, and basically just a lack of balance between and harmony between your work and life, there's also a link down below where I show you what worked for me, and that was having a what I call my automatic substitute program system. That is what led me into freeing myself, because you guys know you can't get free until you get people in there that's going to stay, okay? Because if they're leaving, you're staying, right? So we need to get them to stay, and then that's going to free you up. So that is down below as well, you guys. I can't think of anything else other than the fact that I am sending you my prayers of encouragement and success your way. I'm proud of you. I am excited for you. And I am thankful that you are here joining me on this channel. So, all right, you guys, I'll see you in the next video. God bless. Okay, I'm going to back up to where I talk about the children. So just cut that first part out, and I'm going to re-talk about that. Excuse me.